From the chains of slavery, he rose to become a king, a man the British feared yet betrayed. This is the story of Jaja of Opobo, the slave who became a legend. Born in 1821 in Umudoroha, a small Igbo village, Juboga, later known as Jaja, was only 12 years old when his life changed forever. Captured and sold into slavery, he was dragged from market to market, traded like a commodity, but within him burned the spirit no chain could hold. Fate carried Jaja to the kingdom of Boni, a bustling center of trade in the Niger Delta. There, even as a slave, his brilliance shone. He was sharp, disciplined and ambitious. In Boni, Jaja's rise was nothing short of extraordinary. He began as a common slave, but through discipline, intelligence and sheer willpower, he climbed the ranks of the trading houses. He proved himself so capable that he eventually earned his freedom. But he did not stop there. Jaja became the head of one of Boni's most powerful trading houses, commanding wealth, influence, and respect. The boy who once wore chains now commanded chiefs, but power breeds envy. Jaja's growing influence threatened Boni's ruling elite, and rival chiefs conspired against him. Refusing to be broken, Jaja made a bold move. He broke away from Boni and founded his own kingdom, Opobo. Built on courage and vision, Opobo rose as a new trading power. From the swamps, he carved the city that commanded respect from African chiefs and European merchants alike. From his new capital, Jaja transformed Opobo into a kingdom of wealth and power. He controlled the palm oil trade, one of the most valuable exports of the 19th century. European merchants who once looked down on African rulers now bowed to Jaja's authority, but they could not trade without his consent. He was more than a king. He was a diplomat, a strategist, and a man who stood as an equal to the colonial powers. But Jaja's success came at a cost. The British, hungry for control, saw him as an obstacle. His refusal to bow to their demands angered them. They tried threats, they tried intimidation, but Jaja stood firm, and so they turned to deception. In 1887, the British extended a hand of peace to King Jaja. They invited him for a diplomatic meeting, but not in his palace, not in the town square. Instead, they asked him to step aboard a mighty British warship anchored off the coast. Trusting their word, Jaja entered the vessel, believing in dialogue. But it was a trap. The moment he stepped inside, the so-called peace talks ended and chains of betrayal began. He was seized and carried away into exile, never to rule his people again. Jaja of Opobo never set foot in his homeland again. After being deceived with promises of freedom, he was shipped far away, first to the West Indies and later to London. There, in a foreign land, the great king who once defied the Empire of Britain breathed his last in 1891. His people waited for him, but he never returned. Yet his spirit lived on, a symbol of resistance, pride, and dignity for generations of Nigerians. To this day, Jaja of Opobo is remembered not as a defeated man, but as a king who stood tall against an empire. Jaja of Opobo may have died in exile, but his story still speaks today, a reminder that true kings never bow to oppression. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic African stories. Thank you for watching.